Thank you, Mr. Chairman. You know, this bill is called the Expedited Line-Item Veto and Rescissions Act. I think it may be inappropriately named because it gives an illusion that this is a veto power as we're used to seeing a veto power in the Congress. This is not handing over to the President and saying cut wherever you want and we have to override you. Instead, this is a presidential handing to him and to say, okay, check this. If he sees anything he doesn't like, he sends it back and we have to agree with it. If either the House or the Senate says, no, that should be there, it stays. It's not an override. It's actually an agreement with the President on one thing or another. Maybe this bill should have been called the second opinion bill, to be able to have what we put out of the House and out of the Senate and what we pass on to the President. He takes a look at it and says, that all looks great, I'm signing off on it, to say, you know what, maybe we should take a second look at this area. Currently, our appropriations team that we have in the House is doing a fantastic job of holding the line in spending. I am not as confident 10 years from now that that may still exist. This is a check to that. Currently, this body has banned earmarks. It's not a permanent ban. It's in the rules for us for this current session. Will that still exist years from now? I don't know. This is a way to be able to deal with that issue, to say if that were to ever slip back in, we can get that in. Maybe this bill should be called the Trust but Verify bill. I can tell you, even as a freshman House member, there have been moments that I voted for something and then picked up the newspaper the next day only to read something that none of us were aware had slipped in. This provides that moment that when we pick up the newspaper the next day after something's passed, to have another moment, to have that Trust but Verify moment, to be able to look at it and say, why don't we see if we take another look at that? And if that came back to us in an individual form, I bet we would vote that down. This is one more tool in the toolbox of reducing spending. In a moment with $15.3 trillion in debt, in a moment that a deficit all of us have great disdain for, let's take every opportunity we can possibly take to find moments and places where we can reduce spending. To allow the President to take a look at it and say, take a second look at this, and allow this body and the body on the other side of the rotunda to say we agree or disagree. If we disagree, fine. We voted for it the first time, let's vote it the second time. And we may come back at it and say, you know what, when that comes back out in the light of day, I agree with you. Let's pull that out and let's find one more spot to do deficit reduction. With that, I yield back.